This is episode 68 of PlayPSVR, the podcast. And Alex, I gotta admit, I'm a little sad because I was wet, wild, and ready, and now I'm dry as a desert.
Dry as a bone, right?
No, dry as a desert.
Why would I'm okay? This is obviously some kind of joke, Adam. What's going on here? What's
It's
the
really
joke?
not. I was going to get an aquarium this week. I had the perfect aquarium. I mean, if it were an aquarium, if this aquarium were a lady, it would have been Kate Upton. I went, I prepared, I got my money, I was ready to buy it, and someone bought it before me. It was one of a kind. I don't have no fishes. I don't have no plants. I don't got no water. I'm over here, soft, dry, and bone.
You should play Ocean Descent, Adam, and feel like you actually have an aquarium then.
F you. I hate you, dick. Okay, we have a full what is that? Slate. No, I about said skate. We have a F me. We got a listener coming on in a second. I'm done.
We got a listener coming on in the second segment, but Adam and I are going to try to get this through pretty quickly. We got 2 games to talk about, and then we have a little special segment in this first little batch right here, and then we'll move on to the guests. But Adam, let's get right off the bat, talk about some gamer juices, man. What are you drinking tonight?
So I have a sparkling fresh apple cider, and I'm going to admit, I'm going to go and tell you real quick, 100% juice. I bought a 6-pack of these, so I've already had some. It's pretty good. It tastes like rotten apples or something. Like the first initial taste is good, and I like the fact that it's carbonated, but it has a bad aftertaste. I don't know what it is with that, but I like the bottle. It's good. It's good. It's not my favorite. I would rather have an Ale 8. I would rather have gone to the Come and Go, but I didn't. So what do you have for us tonight?
So I went to McDonald's with my daughter, and I got her a McFlurry, and she didn't eat much of it. What's the opposite of a gamer juice, Adam? Because that's what I had tonight. Was a McFlurry. I've been feeling nauseous ever since I ate that McFlurry with M&Ms in it. I feel terrible. So my gamer juice tonight is not a McDonald's McFlurry. That's it. I'm drinking soda water to try to bring myself back up, man. It's rocking my intestines.
Listen, you have gone such downhill. You spiraled out of control as soon as you stopped going to the Come and Go. Next week, come and go.
You better believe it, baby. I'm going to be coming and going left and right.
It's episode 69. You better come and go.
Yeah. All right. Enough of the gamer juice and the perverted jokes, Adam. Let's get to the Power A Play of the Week. That's right, Power A. You don't sponsor us anymore, but we're still throwing your name out there. Power A Play of the Week is MiniMech Mayhem from Future Lab Limited. You might recognize them. I think they made like Hyperlight Drifter or they made some indie games that people really like, platforming type games, stuff like that. Artistic, colorful, beautiful, technically competent, really fun games. But here they are with their VR debut, I believe. I don't think they've made anything else with MiniMech Mayhem. So Adam, go ahead, ask me some questions. Let me tell you about MiniMech Mayhem.
So you did do a golden stream, a little plug here, golden stream every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern. If you're not there, I hate you. So you did play this. It kind of, well, I'll let you tell me what the game is about. I kind of got a gist of it, but if you had to wrap it up in a nice bow, what is the game about?
There's no story to this game, so I don't know what the game is about, quote unquote. But really, this game, it's a board game.
What's the goal?
Yeah. This is a board game. You have a robot. You custom design it how you want based on the standard assets, and you put your little robot on this board, and you pre-program the moves. The moves you can choose to move in one direction. You have 3 moves you can make each round. You can move in a direction. You can you can shoot in a direction, and that's basically it. And so you can move twice or shoot twice, and then the third action has to be the other one. So it's like move, shoot, move, or shoot, shoot, move. And there's little changes here and there. You can target different parts of an enemy if you were going to shoot them, like in the head. But you can't move in the same direction twice. You can't shoot in the same direction twice. So that kind of keeps you from like shooting enemies. But the point of the game is to collect 3 coins, and you collect coins by either A, landing on and staying on a space that has a coin, or B, killing an enemy. And so the enemies are other robots just like you. There's a maximum of 4 robots on a board, so you'd be playing at a maximum against 3 other people or 3 other AI. And you want to shoot the other robots. Everybody has 3 hit points. You want to be the one that takes one out. So the ways you take them out is you shoot them and kill them with the last shot, or you push them, physically push their robot into a trap where they fall down and instantly die. So that's the game. The goal is to get the 3 coins. First one to get 3 coins wins. It's a board game. You pre-program your moves, so you got to kind of think ahead. Sometimes it's weird stuff where, somebody will push my robot. I didn't expect it. My robot will walk straight into a trap, and that sucks for me. That's what the game is about, Adam. It's a robot board game, robot chess kind of.
Yeah, I kind of like that. So you, during the Golden Stream, was unable to find someone to play online with. So that's my biggest thing. Of the times you've played, how many online players have you found?
I have never played with somebody online. Now,
that hurts. And that's like a newer game, too.
So I mainly play early in the morning, so it doesn't surprise me that there's not people to play with. During the Golden Stream, it was, 8:30 my time. It was at nighttime, middle of the week. I thought maybe I'd find somebody. I had trouble finding somebody. There are AI bots that you can play against, and they're, decently clever, but it's nothing. There's not going to be any of the deception that you would have when you play against humans. There's a lengthy tutorial, although I played about 3 levels of it, and I was like, I can probably figure out the rest here. And I haven't had any trouble since skipping the tutorial. The game's really fun. I really want to play against somebody. It's just there's nobody to play against. I even offered up $5 to play against somebody. Somebody tweeted at us a day later saying, "Yeah, I'm in." Well, it's too late, man. I'm not. Sorry, dude.
He had to practice and be ready for you. That's it. Do you use a DualShock?
So you can use the DualShock or you can use the Move controllers. The way you interact is there's a console in front of you with buttons. So if you use the DualShock, you're using the left or the right analog stick, controls each hand, and you're kind of just moving, selecting from different options. It doesn't feel really great to do, but it works. You're not going to get any weird tracking issues. And what is weird is your hands can't cross over if you do the DualShock. So you'll have something down here on a menu and something down at the bottom of the menu, and your other hand is up at the top of the menu, and you'll try to go all the way to the left with your right hand, and it'll seem to stop. And that's because your left hand is running into it, but they're at different levels, so it's hard to see. So it's confusing using the DualShock. But if you use the Move controllers, everything's really fluent and fluid. The game's not like a Twitch action thing, so it's okay if it takes you a little bit to try to figure out what button to press. There are these moves called I don't know what they're called, but it's like a move that you can play, a power move that you can play in the middle of somebody else's move to try to get them to make a mistake. Moves such as nudge. So a character's walking straight in a path, you can hit this nudge bonus that you have to cause them to shift over one or shift back one or shift forward one, which will mess with their plan. There's other things like you can rotate the placement of the robot so everybody has to rotate around counterclockwise, so it really messes up everybody's plans. You can jam guns, so if somebody's about to shoot you, you hit jam the gun and they can't shoot you anymore, things like that. So that requires a bit of timing, but it's not difficult. The weird thing, and nobody told me this, I had to figure it out. It took me a while to figure it out. When you're using the Move controllers, you press a button, you hold out your hand to the button and your finger will press the button, but then you have to pull the trigger and that will finish the press motion. And so if you didn't know that, you would have the hardest time. It took me forever to figure out just how to interact with anything in the menu. Maybe it tells you that when you first boot it up, but I first booted it up with the DualShock. So yeah, Move controller is preference. You can play with the DualShock. You're not going to miss out on much. You just got to get used to the quirkiness of it.
All right. So wait for a sale or avoid this bad boy.
I think we skipped a question, but anyways, I'm going to say we should okay, the game's $14.99. That's not a lot of money, but if there's nobody playing online, the game is not worth $14.99, unfortunately. Schedule with some friends. If you have a good number of friends who are going to play a game like this with you, I'm sure you're going to have an awesome time. It might be worth $14.99. That's not a bad price. The game's really pretty. It almost feels like it's in the Astrobot universe. The music is nice. The aesthetics are nice, but it's just really pretty much just one level you're sitting in. If there's not that much online player, you're going to have a hard time finding people online. I really can't say more than $10, maybe even $5. I hate to say that. It's a quality game. It's a really good game. There's just nobody playing it. That's the problem here. So
wait for a sale.
Wait for a sale. Do not avoid it forever. It's a really good game. It's just you have to wait for a sale because that's when people are going to buy it and you'll be able to play again.
That's fair. Okay, now to the game where we're actually reviewing is Project Lux. So this is an intriguing game to me. I don't know if it's my type of game. To begin, I didn't get to see you stream this. So what is it about? There is some type of plot here, right?
Yeah. So this is a story game. So I did not stream it because I did not want to spoil anything for anybody. Maybe I should just do a full playthrough. I don't know. But so last week when I talked about Project Lux, I talked about like it might just be sitting in a room with an anime girl complaining. And that's okay, not complaining, but talking to you. And that's what it is. However, there's an interesting twist on this. And so I have to give them credit. So Project Lux, it's put out by Sekai Games. I don't know if they developed it or if they just translated it. Anyways, they're publishing it here. They provided us with the code. Thank you very much. Project Lux, it is a story-driven game. It's a story-driven experience. You know, it really treats itself like a TV show in that there are 5 episodes that you play through, and at the end of each episode, they roll credits, which was really confusing for me at the very beginning because I was like, wait, I've only been playing for like 10 minutes, and suddenly I'm rolling credits. But the game, as we described, there is a murder that has taken place, and you are somebody on the jury who is putting on a VR headset to relive the memories and experience of a witness of this murder so that you can cast your judgment. So basically, you are literally walking through the motions of somebody who witnessed a murder, the events leading up to and during a murder. What that really entails is you are a government agent who has gone to this, isolated artist's home, and this isolated artist just happens to be a cute anime girl, and you're talking to her, trying to get her to create works of art to put up on the internet so that everybody in this dystopian future can enjoy these works of art. There's, without going in too much depth, because it's a story-based game and there's some weird sci-fi stuff going on. In this world, everybody has uploaded their consciousness to a cyber brain, and they exist on like the cyberverse, and she is one of the last people remaining who has not uploaded their consciousness, meaning her consciousness has not been merged with everybody else's, meaning she has a unique perspective that nobody else can attain. The game moves forward there and moves on. That's the setting of the game, and the plot moves forward there, and you just know at the end there's a murder that's going to take place. So that was a carrot dangle in front of me, and I was interested. It's like, okay, how is this going to end up with somebody dying? That was actually a really interesting plot device, kept me motivated and interested in what's going on.
So the first half sounded interesting. You kind of lost me in the second half. But okay, so that is is this something like a Invisible Hours type of game in which like that's how you control it? Or is there much control? Is most of it like you're just sitting there and watching? Like, so what do you actually do here?
95%, 99% of the game is you sitting there and watching. There's a character you're inhabiting. That character talks. You do not choose what they say. And then there's the other character walking around. It's this anime girl. She's fully animated, walking around, talking to you, doing stuff, and she's talking back at you. So there's a couple instances where you look at something and that decides what you say next. And there's, a couple instances where you make a decision that seems kind of important. I don't want to spoil anything, but beyond that, it's a lot of observing and listening and watching. You don't change setting. The majority of the game takes place with you sitting in one chair in the same room over and over and over again.
Okay, so is it more or less interesting? The only game that I've played that I can even somehow connect is Invisible Hours. So is it Invisible Hours? I guess it sounds like you move around more, although you're still watching it, right?
Yeah, so Invisible Hours, there's gameplay to it in that you're almost like directing how you see this story unfold. There's mysteries for you to like investigate by deciding how you're going to be somewhere. You don't control anything in this game. You're seriously just like watching. It's like watching a movie in VR. So don't think it's anything beyond that. You're sitting in one spot and this thing is happening in front of you, and you're pretending to inhabit.
But I feel the same way about Invisible Hours. Okay, yeah, I could follow what character I wanted, but I felt like I was watching a really drawn-out, repetitive movie. How long was this game?
This game, probably like an hour, hour and a half. It's 5 sections, each 5 chapters or 5 episodes. Each episode has 5 chapters or so. Some of them take like 5 minutes to get through. Some of them take like 10 minutes to get through. It'd probably take you about an hour, hour and a half to get through all of it. And
then I feel like for this type of game, I would like that more.
There's not much replay.
I feel like it just dragged on so long, and definitely by the end, I just didn't freaking care. I was like, please just end.
See, I loved Invisible Hours. I loved the interactivity. I loved branching through the story, going back, going forth, watching everything happen from all these different angles. This is not like that at all. So that's why I'm trying to clarify. This is not like Invisible Hours. This is just like watching a movie that happens to be in VR.
Okay, so it's like anime, I guess.
It's like, I mean, the girl is like an anime girl, but it's in VR, so it's all
Like, is it
happening.
like immersive at all, or is it literally like you could do this on a flat screen and not lose much?
You could do it on a flat screen, but they did do some interesting storytelling elements. There's a couple elements in it that bring the VR into play, and I think that's interesting. It added to the story, so it really wouldn't be the same story in a flat version.
Okay, and then I think my final question: some of these tend to, I don't know why, and I don't want to make generalizations, but some of these like anime type of games that we've played have some type of technical issues, like they glitch or it like deletes your save state, something like that. Were there any issues with this game?
There was one major issue, unfortunately, playing the game. So the game starts out, and I always turn subtitles on when I do anything. I watch it on Netflix. I use subtitles. I play video games with subtitles. I turn them on so I make sure I don't miss anything. So in this game, I immediately jumped to the options, turned on the subtitles, and played the game with subtitles. So unfortunately, subtitles are kind of immersion breaking because you have this black box in front of you and it fills with text. I played the game with subtitles. The audio is in Japanese, and I was like, you know what? This is really messing me up. I'm going to turn the subtitles off. Hopefully, we can get the audio in English, and that'll be more immersive. There is no English audio. The game
Ooh.
defaults to no subtitles, and there's no English audio. So if you didn't know better, you just turn on the game, and bam, they're speaking to you in Japanese. You have no idea what's going on. That's one thing. The other thing that's really unfortunate, is at the climax of the game, the subtitles dropped out for my character. And so the girl character asks really interesting questions about like, oh, so the world is like this now. What does that mean about XYZ? And my character starts explaining it, and it's not like a one-word answer. I know a little bit of Japanese. I could pick up here and there, but I still had no idea what he is saying. It's like paragraphs and paragraphs explaining about why things are happening and why we're doing this, and basically the whole reason why anything is happening in the game. And I have no idea what it is because the subtitles stopped working. So I kind of have an idea based on her responses, but I don't know how the story really ends in the game or what the
Oh
motivation.
no! So
And
you're not filled.
I reloaded the chapter, reloaded the game, played through it again, and it still had that same issue. My goodness, please, guys, I wish you would have patched this. I wish I could give this a glowing recommendation, but you aren't going to get the story unless they fix this glaring issue. It happened a little bit here and there leading up to it, and I was like, it's not happening a lot. I'm just missing like one or two responses, and it's like banal conversation. It doesn't matter. But at the climax, it's like, so why are you doing this? And the guy's just like, whole huge exposition. No way for me to know what he's saying unless I am fluent in Japanese. I hate to say it. That's what kicks this game into like an avoid situation. So the game right off the bat, it's $24.99. That's pretty expensive for like, hour and a half of content.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I know people that really like anime. They're gonna pop for this. They're gonna pay whatever money they can to hang out with this cute anime girl. And if you're into that, that's cool. You're gonna really enjoy this. And this is honestly, I played Hyperdimension Neptunia that was full of this kind of content. I hated it. This actually had a really interesting story. I have to give it to them. The story is actually really interesting, and I was very invested in finding out what happens in the end. But you screwed it up for me, guys. You won me over, and then you threw me off the cliff. It's just, oh my goodness. So, guys, patch it. Let me know if you patch it so I can at least play that last chapter and figure out what the hell is going on.
Okay, so what price would you recommend someone buying it?
If you're an anime fan who wants to hang out with an anime girl in a room for an hour and a half, hey, no problem if you want to, $15. If you're not, you're just kind of interested in the story, wait for this thing to drop down to $5. It's a fun experience. It's a good story. And I'm happy I experienced it. If they didn't have that glitch, I'd not be upset if I spent $10 on it, but I spend $10 on almost anything. So Adam, for you, $5 or less.
Okay, say they patch it.
Say they patched it. $10 is a really good price for this game. If you're into anime or maybe you're into like kind of sci-fi stories, you're interested in interesting storytelling things, $15 would be more your speed. $25, only the diehard guys who really want to hang out with like an anime girl, that would be what you'd pay.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there you go, folks. If you're looking into Project Lux, definitely look for that patch. And I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I think this might be my favorite part of the podcast coming up here. I mean,
Yep.
holy crap. Okay, so if you follow the podcast, we've asked for roasts probably on a couple occasions, and we give out some codes and things of that nature. Well, we got a roast from a fan that, holy crap. Most of the time, I'm going to be honest. And I'm glad that you guys must like us. You don't go ham. Most of the time, you guys are like, well, you look like Burt Reynolds on cocaine. Or, you're ugly, your head's big, or something like that. Or, you have a face for radio, something like that. And it's like, okay, it's a little barb, but it's not really that big of a deal. Well, we had a fan roast. Holy crap.
We got on somebody's nerve, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I am talking about, a roast, guys. So we are going to read, and before we read this, I think maybe it's important for me to also mention. So we got some feedback. We did ask this person if they minded if we told them some of our, or like, on the podcast, mention some of our favorite lines that they told us. And then we really did discuss how we could change the podcast to make it a little better. We took his suggestion seriously, but we just thought it was so friggin' funny. Dude I guess he was teed off. I don't know what. I think you're about ready to find out. Apparently my butt obsession kind of didn't sit well with him. And so before we go on and reading this stuff and kind of making jokes, we really did take it seriously, and we did have a good discussion with him and stuff. But this is a roast. When we want a roast, this is what we're asking. So I don't know. Do you just want to go back and forth? We got 20 lines from this person that we have that we gotta read.
This guy sent us pages and pages of critiques, and I loved every second of it. This is great. Let's just go back and forth. I'll start it off. Right off the bat, he had a comment about our language, and he said, "I don't want to play this podcast in front of my mother. Maybe a consideration about your market." And he said something about we should be playing it. Think about if we want people to play this with their children or their family or something. I don't know if he took it seriously when I said put the headphones on your mother, but please put the headphones on your mother. I think my mother listens to the podcast, but great. Right off the bat, I don't want to play this for my mother. This isn't a clean podcast. I love it.
Dude, we're not explicit on iTunes, but we should be.
We should be. We're sneaking under the censors.
Okay, one time I said Ocarina of Time, and he said, Ocarina of Time, how do you mispronounce ocarina? Listen, sir, we are here, we are hitting it hard. We're talking, and we're bantering back and forth. What do you expect from me? I'm not a Harvard professor. I'm going to mispronounce something every now and then. Give me a break. Plus, Nintendo sucks. Zelda sucks. VR rules. Go Sony. Ocarina, my nutsack.
I love this one because he just is trying to throw away chunks of our podcast. He just said, airing of grievances seems like a waste of time.
Your suggestions seem like a waste of time. Boom, roasted. It's that's one of my favorite. I think that is one of their favorite segments because it gives you a chance. F it. Okay, so here's one that. It's good. Like he said, on one hand, I would love to join you on the podcast, but I don't know if listeners would want 3 people's opinion about a game. I would be making jokes like Adam, so I would be redundant there. And in parentheses, although I think my jokes would actually be funny. Dude, my jokes are hilarious. I got jokes on jokes. Alex is laughing all the time. I made him laugh 4 times already tonight. That's bullcrap.
Listen, Adam, this guy says, I want him to talk softer. Adam's basically yelling the whole time. We're not on a football field, man.
Yeah, you're not. Maybe you should get on it.
And so I just want to give a warning. The rest of these comments this is the tipping point where he went from liking our podcast to hating us. So just, Adam, what kicked him over the edge, buddy?
Okay, so I think, he was a fan. I don't know if he is anymore. Okay, this is one of my favorite lines. I don't want to be forced to think of sodomy every 3 minutes.
Adam, I give you full credit for that with all of your talk. He, I asked him if it really made him that upset when Adam mentions buttholes, and he said, and I quote, And I'm done listening to this podcast. To be more accurate, you should change its name to Adam's Repulsive Anal Sodomy Fixation and also PSVR.
It has a nice ring to it. Yeah. Maybe we should do it. Okay. Tell me when you're done making disgusting attempts of humor if you've got something to say that you'd like me to hear. This is all like one email. Like he's just, you're right. He started off somewhat gentle and then something, he had that tipping point. I mean, it gets better. It gets better.
Yeah, I told him, I said, you're kind of late for the roast box. We already sent that out, but tell me what size you are for a shirt. And he just said, I've got plenty of shirts. I'd rather have my time back that you've wasted.
That's a good one. I would rather have back my time that you've wasted. He could have turned it off at any point. We didn't waste it. If anything, we're wasting our own time. But whatever. So he didn't like the way we do interviews, whatever. So he said, there's no drive or format to be like an interview. There's no professionalism to make it a formal podcast. Kind of depressing. Not funny enough to justify listening to it. But you're still listening. He's listened to multiple episodes at this point. It's like, but he's roped in, man. He's roped in. Him and his mom.
It's the tentacles. It's Adam's tentacles that get you. So I mentioned the roast box, and he came back with a little script that he wrote of if he was on the podcast with us. And this was a pretty good roast that he put in there. This is him saying, if Adam's butt were as large as Alex's ego, he'd never play PSVR again. He'd be too enraptured by his own butthole. I'm exaggerating, of course. It's not possible for him to have his head any farther up his ass.
That's okay. That one is a good one.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Oh. And then we have the last comment. Do you want to read it, Adam?
I don't even understand it. So
this is a response that in his script that he wrote as if he was on the podcast, his response of what Adam would say would be, oh, don't feel bad. Alex will still give you an 8 out of 10, and he'll promote you once you start selling yourself for $2. So I guess that's a roast on me and how I like every single game that exists. He really liked Mike Bob, apparently, because he listened to the Where to Go Home podcast. So, yeah.
Wow. Mike Bob, there you go. You were the saving grace of our podcast because everything else you listen to is pure unadulterated crap, apparently. So, so again, we did have a civil conversation with. We absolutely loved the roast, and we're considering and making some adjustments because he brings up some good points. So it's not like we're just making fun of him because he didn't like our show, but that is what we call a roast, and this is what we want to do. We have given you a prime example of a fan who's come out of the woodworks and they let us have it. They let the show have it. And we're going to become a better podcast because of it, because we now know what he doesn't like, what a listener doesn't like. We do it for you. So here's what we're going to do. We want to hear what you got. We want to hear your roast. We got some codes. We got a buttload of random codes. We'll just make it random whatever code we give. The 2 best roasts that we get, we'll give you some random code. We'll figure out what code we have that you don't have. We'll give it to you. Email those roasts to us at contact@playpsvr.com. You can tweet us at playpsvr, which is even better because you are publicly humiliating us. Comment on YouTube. We have our website, playpsvr.com. It's a little more dialed back than what we used to have, but you can still comment on podcast episodes there. Or you can call Alex on his business phone number, 1-800-I-WANT-69.
I want it. That's all I want.
And we want you to stay here until the next segment of the podcast. We have Sebastian coming on the show, and hopefully I won't talk about butts or make that fan angry anymore because it's not a professional podcast and it's not a formal interview.
Yeah, Adam, quit wasting our time, and listeners, join us in segment 2. See you after the break. Welcome back to Play PSVR, the podcast. And my aquarium didn't make me wet
but our next guest might. I want to welcome Sebastian to the podcast. Sebastian, how you doing tonight, my man?
Hi, Adam. Doing fine. Nice to hear you.
Fantastic. So, Sebastian, we didn't know him pretty much at all, honestly. We put out a little thing on Reddit, and we connected through there. And so he's pretty much a complete stranger, and I've known him for, maybe 4 minutes. We found out he and Alex are, what did you say you guys were, Alex? Brother-in-laws or something?
Something like that. Yeah, we have the same hair, it looks like, to a degree. And
long hair.
Yeah, we got the long hair. And for the listeners that aren't watching on video right now, I had a similar beard as you. I just trimmed it. But, we're brother-in-laws or brothers, something like that going on. I just have to say, you're a really handsome man. So congratulations.
Thanks. I can give that back to you. The long hair makes it, right?
It makes it, man.
Well, I'm glad you didn't eat him as a fetus in the womb, Alex. So we've already talked about our gamer juice for the night, but I'm excited to hear. You kind of seemed like you were amped up about your gamer juice, Sebastian. So how about you tell us right off the bat, what do you got?
My gamer juice is the original Red Bull, not the fake one we have in the West, but the original from Asia. And that stuff is basically liquid cocaine. There's no carbonation in that. It's super sweet. And if you drink half of it, your hands are starting to shake.
Dude, I want you to chug it.
How much have you had tonight already?
Nothing yet. It's early in the morning and I'm still awake. But at night, you can go all night with that stuff. It's crazy.
Is it really made out of... Yeah. Is it really bull semen? That's what I heard, was that it's really bull semen.
Yeah, could be. It's all in Thai, so I can't really read it. It is insane, though.
Can you say, do you know the name of it? Like, can you pronounce the name?
It's Red Bull.
It's just Red Bull? Okay.
They just stole it from here. The guy from Austria came over like 20, 30 years ago, found it, thought it was awesome, and just stole it. Carbonated it in Europe and sold it for millions.
I need to go to Thailand and steal something and send it and bring it to America. That's a good business idea. All right.
Do they have
there's a lot of disgusting drinks you can steal.
What'd you say, Adam?
Do they have hot chicks handing it out everywhere in public there too?
Nah, not really.
Oh no.
Maybe lady boys.
Oh boy. I'm
now
assuming that's a boy that's dressed like a lady.
Yeah. They have tits too.
Oh. Okay. So you mentioned you had 2 though, right? So that, I don't know if you're gonna take that because you said it's early there where you're at. How about your second one?
The second one is Ishitan, green tea with lemon and honey flavor. Ooh. You can also get that with fremented rice flavor, which is insane. You get the weirdest stuff here. There's collagen drinks. So beauty drinks with collagen inside. Yeah, it seems like they suck it from the fat guys, put it in a bottle, and you have to drink it then.
Oh,
that's what I'm building up
tastes
for.
Like.
I'm going to be selling all of this one day to the drink factory so they can sell it for a high price. This handsome man's collagen. Yeah.
I like the name Ishita. That's a fun name.
Ishitan, yeah.
Ishitan.
Actually, it's pretty good. You get used to that stuff. It's all super sweet here in Thailand, but you get used to it.
All right. Type 2 diabetes for the win. Okay.
Definitely.
So there's your gamer juice. I love it. I think the most unique and interesting gamer juices of the fans that we've had come on. So I like that a whole lot. 2, I want to know, how did you get involved with PSVR or VR in general, or what's your PSVR story?
Yeah, actually a pretty funny one. I was interested in PSVR from the day it came out, but not really up for paying $500 and then buying the Move controllers, buying the camera and all that shit. So a couple of months ago, like 2 months ago, I saw on Facebook an ad to just say, selling PlayStation VR. Price, translated to dollars, would be $120. So couldn't hurt to take a look at it. I was expecting just the headset and maybe the camera, but it was a full, complete set. So the Move controllers, the camera, the headset, and what's the other thing? The nunchuck thing that nobody uses anymore.
Oh, the navigation controller, yeah.
Yeah. And for $120, it was in great condition. The guy just couldn't sell it here on Facebook, so he went down with the price.
Or why was he too big of a pussy, or why didn't he like it?
I don't know. He never explained it. It actually was his girlfriend that I picked it up from, and she just said, doesn't want to use it anymore. and they bought it in October. It's even a version 2 headset.
Oh,
I wasn't aware that there is a version 2 headset, and so I bought it, brought it home, and started a setup guide online. And then it says, yeah, you have to open the breaker box and put those things in, and then there's the connection or the remote on the cable. And I looked at that thing, it's like, that's the wrong breaker box. The cable is missing. Shit, I got ripped off until I realized that's the version 2 headset. There's nothing like that on it anymore.
Nice.
So you should be hosting this podcast with me instead of Adam. He's got a busted ass old VR headset. Straps don't even work. Version 1, all this old crap. And you're hot and fresh, man. Let's get a long hair VR podcast going, man.
Yeah, long hair VR podcast. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. By accident, but I'm pretty happy, especially because I couldn't test it before I bought it. I had to buy it because he didn't have a PlayStation 4 anymore. At least that's what he told me. So it was pretty risky to just take it home.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
pretty awesome. Yeah.
How long have you had it total?
Yeah, I think 2.5 months now.
Okay. So what's been your experience thus far? 2.5 months in.
Playing a lot, and since I have it, I'm not playing the flat games anymore.
Nice.
I still have Battlefield on the disc, and yeah, the playtime went down massively.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to be spending your time playing a video game, you got to make it like full on gaming, man. Get that VR, get the whole experience. That's what happens with me, at least. I try to play flat games, I just can't get into it as much. But what was like your biggest surprise playing PSVR? Since you kind of jumped into it accidentally, was there anything that surprised you about it, or a game that surprised you?
The only thing I tried when it came out was with a friend. He had it, and I tried Ocean Descent. It was the only VR experience I had before. I thought it was awesome, but I got motion sick from that. Just Ocean Descent. So I was nervous about it, but learned pretty quickly that you can get over that really fast by playing Wipeout, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
Dude, didn't you get sick right off the bat playing that?
In the beginning, I got sick, but then I turned back the comfort settings further and further, and now playing that all day. I love that. It's my favorite game so far, Wipeout.
It's a really good one.
Of speed, it's just amazing. I don't know what's the time lap stuff where you get faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, Zone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Zone until you reach Mach 1, Mach 1.2 and stuff. That's awesome.
Dude, this is what I love about this. You had motion sickness and you said, no, VR is too cool, and you pushed through. We need more people like you in the world, man. Everyone hits that initial I feel a little woozy. Like my friend Andrew, a few podcasts ago, I had him test it and join the podcast. He felt a little sick, and he was done. He was like, get me out of the headset, I'm done. He was a total sissy, man. You are a big old man. You
have to power through that. It's just it's not real. It's just your brain playing tricks on you. Yeah, but I say that on Reddit every time I see someone posting, I can't play, I'm getting motion sick. Get Wipeout and just play the mode that gets faster and faster and faster until you throw up a couple of times and you're fine.
Oh, just not in the headset. Throw up away from the headset.
Yeah, just lift it up and straight out in front of you.
I like that you started off with Ocean Descent, which is that's the experience that you have people play when you're worried that they're going to get motion sick, right? It's supposed to be an easy experience. It's fun. That's what made you motion sick. And your next thought was well, I'm going to play Wipeout. And
all the way back when it came out, the first game I played when I bought it was, what were the ones you got free with PlayStation VR a couple of months ago? Blood and Truth?
Yeah.
No, not Blood and Truth. Sorry. Rush of Blood.
Rush of Blood. No, that's a good game. That's a good game.
Still enjoying that. That's always the game that I show to people new to VR. I show them Rush of Blood because it's easy. You can sit down, you can just shoot things, and it's pretty good. Still looks good, feels good.
Yeah,
it's like an excellent arcade game. That's the game. When Adam first got the VR, I went over to his house and I played it, and we played Rush of Blood, and that was what I played that made me think wow, this is real. This isn't just a gimmick. It actually works, and you get your hands and the guns, and you're moving, and you're shooting guys, and it's scary. Yeah, it's a good one.
Is no doubt it's good. So I'm trying to think. Seriously, Wipeout is one of the games that will make you most motion sick. Doom VFR is pretty bad. What other game, Alex, can you think of that are just the worst for motion sickness?
So I heard Robinson the Journey makes people really motion sick. I haven't played it. I know Detached has messed with people because it's kind of got that flight
Oh.
sim space thing, but I guess you're not going to have a problem with it, man. Have you played Detached?
No, haven't yet. I
Mm.
actually don't even know what it is. Yeah, but I saw the new, what is it, this new Spider-Man experience shit coming out this week.
Yeah.
That looks like you're going to get motion sick like hell.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Spinning
Windlands.
with the
Yeah.
skyscrapers, that looks, triggering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I knew there was another game. Unfortunately, you can't play it anymore. But Starblood Arena, that game.
Yeah, have that too.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was one of the free PlayStation Plus games a couple of months
Okay,
ago.
that's right. So that one also, it just gives you full range of movement, and that one I could see making you motion sick real easy. Did you feel anything with that, or were you already?
I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. I played it for like half an hour and kicked it off the hard drive.
Oh,
Wasn't my thing. Riggs was another one with the jumping mags. That was in the beginning. I got pretty woozy when you jumped up. It's like, whoa, it feels high. It is weird.
Dude, I felt like Riggs had so much potential, but then I couldn't find many people online, and then it just seemed like the AI always, like you were winning, and then they always stepped it up. Like it didn't seem like, I don't know.
Very rubber bandy.
Yeah. Like in
And
Mario
I couldn't
Kart,
get into the
like
controls.
If you start losing, you start getting all the good items. It seemed like that for the AI, and then you could never beat them. I don't know. It aggravated me. I ended up selling the game.
I haven't won a single game with that, with Riggs. I played it a couple of times, but it's like, it's not for me.
We should set up a match and you can play against Adam, and you're almost guaranteed to win points that way. So if you got like a platinum trophy you're trying to get on it, guys, contact Adam. You can play him in a multiplayer game. You'll get all the headshots you need, and he won't even, you barely even have to try, and it'll feel real because Adam's really going to try. He's just bad at it.
Well, I don't have the game anymore, Buttface.
It's free, you idiot. Oh, Adam doesn't know how to do PlayStation
Wait,
Plus.
Riggs?
Yeah, they gave it away for free. I have it.
What?
Yeah, last October or so.
Yeah, it wasn't even PlayStation Plus, actually. I think it was just free.
Well, I know. I'd already played the game. I already knew I didn't like it, so I probably didn't waste the hardware space. Or maybe I bought it, but I didn't download it. I don't know. Regardless, okay, whatever. So, what of all the games that you have played, I guess you already mentioned, Wipeout is your favorite. Is there a second favorite, or is it even close, or is it like Wipeout has been the favorite easily?
I would say Wipeout gets the most playtime, just because you can just pop in, drive a couple of rounds. There's nearly no loading time. So even when you just have 10 minutes, you can play a couple of rounds of Wipeout, which is amazing for me. The dogs, the girlfriend, and job. It's always in between time, jump in, get out, done. Then there's a couple of multiplayer games I really enjoy. Space Junkies, and one that not many people play, unfortunately, is Honor and Duty D-Day.
Oh, yeah. They used to play that like none other, but I think it's kind of cooled down.
Yeah, there's not a lot of players left, and especially because I'm in Asia and most people played in the US or UK, I get pings that are crazy. You can't see it, but you get shot without seeing someone, or they look in the other direction, still shoot you in the face.
Oh.
But I guess that this was one of the games where I realized that the graphics are not that important in VR. It doesn't matter if it just looks janky. It feels great, and it is great.
Oh.
Yeah, the presence of like your hands, being able to see your hands move with like the aim controller or the move controllers really, in my mind, makes up for the lack of graphical quality. So at first you pop in and it's like, oh, it looks like a cartoon, but then your hand tracks and that's like, okay, now I'm here. Let's do this. Yeah. So that was a really fun game. We should try to set up and play sometime. I am terrible at that one. Adam actually, I think, is decent at it.
I platinumed it, so don't want to brag, but
come on, you can platinum that thing in single player. You just have to turn off your online mode, and you can do it against bots in like 5 minutes.
You have to win a multiplayer match, one of those stupid
Battle Royale.
Yeah, you gotta win Battle Royale. And
but you can play it against bots too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Adam. Yes,
I guess when I played it, you couldn't. I guess maybe now.
Yeah, that's the thing I have to do is finish the BR mode and run over 3 guys with a Jeep. That's something I haven't done in multiplayer.
Dude, that's a hard one.
Yeah. Especially with the move controllers, I can't drive for shit with that thing.
Oh, I know.
I try to drive the tank, but the only thing is like, what is happening? How do I control this?
So, do you have an aim controller?
No, not yet. The aim controller is freaking expensive here.
Yeah.
I think it's 120 or 150 bucks, so more than I paid for the whole VR set. And I'm still playing on the launch PS4.
That's
day one PS4. And the next thing is my disk drive is broken for 2 years now, so all I play is digital games.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but that's like, nowadays that's like 95% of what I play too as well. So it doesn't matter. But you should, look into I'm sure somebody in America would sell you one for like $50 and then maybe the shipping be 20. I don't know.
I think I'm going to buy a PlayStation Pro at the end of the year.
Okay.
Let's see if the price drops and when they announce the PlayStation 5. I'm not sure yet. I think the PlayStation 5 will come out next year or end of next year. So I'm not sure if it's worth it to upgrade.
I upgraded to the PlayStation Pro just because, we do this VR podcast. I want to be as advanced as I can with it. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I don't think it makes that huge of a difference. Adam, I think you were even more skeptical than I was. Do you think it makes that much of a difference? Like the biggest advantage it gave me was just more hard drive space, and that doesn't really affect the gameplay that much.
Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. The one thing, kind of like Alex mentioned, is that I felt I knew that I was getting the absolute best experience that I could purchase at the time. Because then I didn't have doubts. I guess that's what the comforting thing was to me. Because if I had the original, I was sitting there, Alex had the Pro, and I was like, what happened if the Pro really is better and I'm playing an inferior version of VR? That's kind of what got me more than it was actually thinking it was going to help or anything. And I don't think it really helped that much. The disk drive, I don't know. If you actually have some physical games you want to play, it may be worth upgrading.
I sold them all off. There's nothing left. I sold my physical games, and like I told you, the games are cheaper if I buy them in the Thai game store than if I buy them physical, because the shops here, they rip you off. They want like $100 for the game, but digital you pay 40 for a new game. So
when you buy a game at the Thai game, like the Thai PSN store, is it in Thai or is it in English or what?
English, Chinese, and Korean most of the time.
Wow.
So they don't have Thai games. So
I guess that's true. Well, okay. So what game was it, Adam? Home Sweet Home? That's a Thai. Like that is a game made by Thai developers. Have you played that?
No, not yet. It sounds pretty awesome. It's the Thai ghost story stuff. And when you live here, they actually believe all of that. So that's not like ghost stories for us in the West. It's real for them, it's really real. You have grown-up men telling you that they saw the ghost of a huge giant last week in the temple. It's like, no, you didn't. Yes.
They're drinking that bull semen Red Bull, and it's getting them all hopped up, and they come up with ghost stories. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch a video about what's it called? Vegetarian Festival here in Phuket.
Vegetarian Festival. Okay. Yeah.
It's a Chinese festival, and for some reason it's celebrated here in Thailand. They pierce themselves with the rods through the mouth and shit like that.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah. It's very bloody, and they all get possessed by ghosts and stuff.
What the heck?
Fun to watch.
Dude, that should be a VR game. I want to experience that. Dude, it's messed up.
You poke some needles to your mouth, put on the headset, and go to town, man. It's the way to go.
Man. Okay, so Home Sweet Home is a good game. I would recommend that, especially if there's some culturally significant to where you are there. It's definitely a stealth game. Honestly, I'm going to say it's as scary as Resident Evil 7 was, purely because it was so dark and the stealth aspect added so much to the gameplay that you were on eggshells the entire time. I'm guessing, have you played Resident Evil 7 yet?
No. I'm not that into the horror games, to be honest.
Oh, man. That's so good, though.
Jump scares don't work on me, and I get bored pretty quick by that stuff.
So the thing
also,
about
I don't like to play with a controller in VR. I want to have the hands and move. I prefer the point and move method from like Skyrim or the other ways to having a controller.
Yeah.
Just feels better if you have free range of motion and you can do shit with your hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in Space Junkies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
it's the
bought
best.
that when it was on sale for like $11 or
Mhm.
$12 or what it was, and back then it was still with a DualShock controller. I
Right.
couldn't get into it at all. I hated it,
Uh,
and I already hated the beta. But they promised they would deliver on the Move controller, so I bought it on the sale. And like 3 weeks later, they got the update, and it was awesome.
it's
Since
awesome.
then,
Right?
I can't let it down.
What's your favorite gun in the game?
I would say the biopump. I
The
love
shotgun?
the biopump. Yeah, I'm going double biopump most of the
What?
time, and I'm
How
wrecking
do you-
everyone.
Wait, how do you reload when the other one?
You drop one, reload, drop the other one, pick up, and reload the other.
Oh
and you
my
have
gosh!
one shot on both. You just go in as fast as you can and just run away. There's no way on. Even if you're on full health and full shield, there's no way on getting around that.
So did you have to practice to do that? Can you do it like really fluidly, like an action star?
Yeah, not really fluently, but it works. It's fast enough to get like 2-3 kills in a row.
Okay.
wow.
It takes a little practice, but yeah. I'm playing it sitting. I don't know if you play that sitting up or standing down.
I've
But
done
I like
stand.
most of the things sitting because I think otherwise I would just, especially in Space Junkies, I would just fall over, I guess.
Yeah. My favorite kill that I got in Space Junkies, and it was probably purely luck, but it was with the biopump. Some guy had a shield up and he was coming to hit me with a sword. And I just like dashed just past him and reached around his shield with the Move controller. Just like physically reached around and shot him with the biopump. It was the best feeling ever. It was like an only in VR thing. It was so awesome. So yeah,
Same in Honor and Duty. You just lean your weapon around the corner and shoot without looking, getting some kills. Just stuff you only can get in VR. That's flat games can't deliver on that.
Dude, no way. So Alex told his best kill. My best kill in Space Junkies was I thought I was in an area where I was all by myself. So I started taking a drink of a beer, and then I found someone was coming at me hard. They had their stupid lightsaber thing. And so then it startled me. So I made a quick movement. I broke my left ankle. But I was like, I can't let that stop me. Like you, motion sickness tried to get you, and you wouldn't let it keep you down. So I didn't let my broken ankle keep me down. So then I literally laid on the floor, did a barrel roll, got back up. By that time I was behind the guy. So I took out my saber, I swiped at him. I missed because Alex says I suck. So then I took out my slingshot. I shot it. I missed. So then what I did was get out my second little pistol thing and my shield, and I beat him to death. And then I called his mom, and then I banged his wife. And then the kid was 12, so I don't know whose wife
But
I
already married for 10 years.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that, just so you know. That was
half the time we stream at him, it's like, oh, I hurt my foot. He's a very VR gamer. Yeah.
No, we really do. Every time I played with a 12-year-old.
I hurt my hands a couple of times. There's in the beginning I was sitting on a chair close to the wall. I got rid of that by now because I don't know what I played. I think it was Skyrim. I was swinging at something and I nearly broke my hand. It was really freaking painful. The hand was swollen and everything because I smashed it right into the wall.
Oh, dude, have you played Beat Saber yet?
No, not Beat Saber. No.
That's another one you should play. Alex is a big fan of it. I think it's real fun. You use the motion controllers and I think it's pretty fun. I
watched a couple of videos on it.
You'll bust your hand, no doubt.
Yeah, but for me, the whole rhythm game thing is over since Guitar Hero 2. I played it on the PlayStation 2 when it came out. It was freaking awesome. I did that all weekend when I was like 12, 14. Played Guitar Hero like a crazy man.
Yeah.
It got more and more and more, and now, man, I don't know. Beat games, not up for me. Not anymore.
But you have lightsabers in your hands.
Yeah.
See, Adam hasn't even seen Star Wars, and here he is trying to talk about how like lightsabers are so cool in VR. I don't get you, Adam. You're a mystery.
Yeah, one problem I have with Beat Saber is that you can't add songs like you can on the PC. On the PC, you can just put in your music library. They generate a level for you. On the PlayStation, you have to pay. How much did you want for the new music packs? It's insane. I'm not up for that.
The Monster Scat? Yeah, the Monster Scat pack was like $12.
Now the Imagine Dragons pack for another $20. Like, no, why do I have to pay for that if the PC player can just add everything he wants? Why can't I do that?
Yeah.
So if my Spotify thing merge with this and I can play whatever the fuck I want, then I'm going to buy it.
So you brought it up. Do you have any PC gaming or PC VR?
No,
Are you
not at all.
interested in PC VR at all?
Oh yeah, I am, but to be honest, it's way too expensive. And I know I'm a Mac guy. I'm
okay, so yeah, you got
working on a Mac for the last 10 years, and I'm not really up. I had a PC when I was like 14, 15, but realized pretty quickly that you have to upgrade that thing every year if you want to play. And yeah, no, the PlayStation I have it for 5 to 10 years, and then I buy the next one, and I don't have to upgrade in between.
It's a good point. The PSVR came out, and we're still using it, but all these PC VR dudes are having to upgrade to the Valve Index and the Rift Pro and the Vive Mega Dude, and it's all like $10,000. I like what you're saying, man. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I don't want to upgrade VR headsets.
There's a couple of things I really like for the PC VR. Like just mentioned the Valve Index, not the headset, but the controllers. Holy shit, that's awesome. With the finger tracking and the touching. And I don't know, do you know Boneworks?
Yeah, I saw videos
of the Node guys from YouTube. They developed that, and that looks awesome. So that would be a game where I say, that could be worth spending so much money on, because they have the tracking of the weight and how tight you grab and stuff like that.
But
it looks pretty good.
The thing is, and I hear this about like the Vive and stuff, is when the controller breaks, it's like a $200 controller, something absurd like that. Really expensive controllers. They're really unreliable. And I know we all give the Move controllers crap, but if one of those things busts, you can get one for like $30 off eBay if you just look. So, all that fancy stuff, I'm envious of it. I'd like to have it. It's going to roll around with the next version of the headset, I think, and it's going to be solid because, these console guys, honestly, they cater to kids as much as they do adults. So you're going to get something that's pretty sturdy, something that you could bang into the wall and make your hand all swollen with, and it'll be all right.
Alex just wants something to bang.
I just want something to bang.
No doubt.
Yeah, I read that the PlayStation 5 will be compatible with the first PlayStation VR, which another selling point for me, huge selling point. If you can use it again. But if I remember correctly, they said the same thing about PlayStation 4 being backwards compatible with PlayStation 3 games. Still not a thing. So, let's wait and see.
Okay,
the headset itself is a good technology, I think. The display is fine. You don't have the screen door effect like you have on other headsets, or not that bad. So I think it's pretty solid. You just have to upgrade the controllers.
No doubt.
And maybe get a second camera to get the tracking on point.
And get rid of the friggin' cords. I hate those cords. Oh my.
This is the guy who won't upgrade his headset. If he got a version 2, he wouldn't have to worry about the cords like we don't, man.
F you. You still have cords. It's not cordless. Here's the thing.
I have 3 dogs, so I'm worrying about the cord all the time. And I got one of these, I can show it to you on my MacBook. I got one of these cord protectors, and I spent that's one of these things that you have to wrap around layer by layer by layer. And I spent maybe 3 hours sitting in front of my headset just pulling it on there. Now it's double the weight, but I'm not worried anymore. It can't bend on a 90-degree angle anymore, because that's what it did in the box. Just rolled up really tight. And I read a couple of awful things about the cable breaking for PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay, so I want to hear what, you've played some games, some experiences. What has been your least favorite? Because I have played some real stinkers in my time in the headset, and I like to share the pain and agony and just share the experience of some of the sucky crap that we've played. So what's been your least favorite?
Yeah, that was probably the first one I actually bought because I thought, it sounds awesome. It's Doom VFR. Holy shit, I hate that so much. Yeah.
What?
Oh, because he plays with the Move controllers. Yes.
No snap turning, no smooth turning. The only thing you can do is a 180-degree turn.
Oh.
How am I supposed to play that with a PlayStation VR? There is no back inside-out tracking. I tried everything. I played it standing up, sitting down. I glued markers on the floor so I could feel with my naked feet which way the camera is.
Oh.
No way. I can't get around the circular room where the first big monster appears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Screws me up every time. Got me so angry because it looks good, it feels good, but you can't really.
Like, if you use the DualShock, it's not as immersive, but I actually play better with the DualShock than I do the aim controller. Move controllers suck balls, dude. They just suck. So you need an aim controller or you need to use a DualShock.
Yeah, but they got it right on Skyrim, so it's the same developer. What's the problem there? Why not update Doom VFR with just snap turning or smooth turning? It's something like, same control scheme.
Probably because they knew everyone was going to use the aim controller, because the aim controller is friggin' awesome. But unfortunately, you don't have it, so...
Not yet. That's the next thing I'm going to buy is the aim controller, and I want to play Firewall. That sounds awesome. Played a lot of Rainbow Six when it came out. Yeah, I know. I heard they patched it again.
Yeah.
It should work.
It works now. It's actually free this weekend, but it won't be free by the time that we're done. So you can play that with the DualShock. You should try to play this weekend just to see what the game is like, but you have to play it with the DualShock just to see what it's like. Yeah, it's a fun game. If the connection issues are solved, it might still be fun. Hopefully there's not as much waiting as there was originally. But yeah, get an aim controller though. I mean, maybe we can work something out. I'll send you one. You send me some money, something like that. I don't want to get myself in trouble. Import, export.
Dude, you won't send it to Thailand. It does go to the crap. Now I forgot the word for it.
Post office, government,
Embassy.
Embassy.
No, the ones. Oh, come on, the border. The guys that take your money.
Oh, customs. Okay, yeah.
Customs. Yeah, they are crazy here with customs if you get stuff sent from outside Asia.
Okay. I'm not going to do it then. Never mind. I take it back.
They make up random numbers to charge you. It's like, we think it's worth $1 million. Just pay us $100,000.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Speaking of the stupid customs SOBs, you kind of mentioned one possible grievance that you have. We do the airing of grievance. So do you have a airing of grievance of your own you would like to share with the people?
Yeah. My grievance this month or the whole year already is with Sony itself. Because, I'm a Sony gamer from the PlayStation 1 all the way to today. And I had PlayStation Plus on the PlayStation 3 already for the free games. And now they cut back on the games. There's no more Vita games. Not that I mind because I don't have a Vita anymore and not a PlayStation 3. They cut back on the games, raise the prices, and the games are getting shittier and shittier by the month. This month we're getting, what is it? Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah.
Kill me. And some weird racing pixel game. Nah, I don't want that. Please give us back a VR game. You delete it. Or you got rid of half of the game library, just with no replacement. The price still goes up every month, or every couple of months. You get the new newsletter that says, "Oh, we're raising the prices by $5 again." Go screw yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing got better. It just gets more expensive.
So you have multiple region accounts, right? Like you told it. Okay, so what do you have PlayStation Plus in? Is it a North American or is it a Thailand account?
PlayStation Plus is on my European account.
Okay.
It's my main account. I play on that since the PlayStation 3 times with that gamer tag. All my trophies on that. I think, level 17, couple of thousand trophies.
Oh, goodness.
It collects over the years, and I have North America, Asia, and Middle East just to get the betas for free, because you don't really have to pre-order that stuff anymore. Just go into a country where pre-order is not a thing, and you get the beta for free.
I need to do that. So I can play these games for free early without having to drop $5 on it and then get mad when it. Anyways, Target.
I'm not pre-ordering shit anymore. That's
I gotta
over
stop.
for me.
Yeah,
That's it. Okay. So you've talked to me and Alex enough here. I want to know, so your favorite multiplayer game, because Wipeout is also multiplayer. So which is your favorite multiplayer game?
Space Junkies. I'm really into shooters. Most of my library is shooters.
Perfect. So you want to get online and play Space Junkies. It's 2v2. You have that one spot that you need to fill. You see that both Alex and I are online. Who are you choosing to join your party, and who are you going to tell to suck an egg?
I'm sorry, Adam. I have to tell you that it's like you
Just
already told me
you
that you
look
can't
like
use
him,
the
that's-
controls. But
Bull crap.
Adam, since Thursday, there was a new update. The 3v versus 3 mode is in. There's a new map. There's a bow now, which is also pretty fun to use. I used it yesterday. Yeah, I just bow sniped someone over the whole map. And I think they added, from the launch of the game, they doubled the amount of maps, added some weapons. They got a 3v3 mode. So they're really working on it. And I'm really happy about that because that's just my feeling. But I think Ubisoft is pretty awesome with the live gaming service. Everyone else like EA and Activision just rips you off, and Ubisoft just gives you new content for free on a normal steady trip, and you don't have to pay for loot boxes and shit. There is loot boxes in that game, but you can't buy the currency to get them. You have to level up. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm pretty okay with this. I don't feel ripped off by Ubisoft as much as I feel ripped off by EA or Activision if I play games from them.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, they just keep giving us free stuff. I'm really impressed by how Space Junkies has rolled out. You know, they just keep making the game better. Like you said, more stuff. I can't wait to play the bow and arrow. I didn't know that was even coming. I knew 3v3 was coming. Knew more maps were coming. Did not know a bow and arrow was coming. That makes it sound so awesome.
Yeah, it has a charge. You can charge it up. Headshot is one hit kill over the map with a charge shot. It's pretty awesome. And you can talk to the developers too. If you go onto the Discord, they are on the Discord. You can talk to them. They listen to your tips. They change stuff accordingly. So it's pretty good community, actually.
That's awesome. Okay, so we got to wind it down now. But Adam, I think we got to spin the wheel here, don't we?
Yep, it's time to give this man a game. We've got a wild assortment, and you roll your little thing, Alex, and then we've done some magic beforehand, so we already know what he's going to get. But
no, we don't.
Please don't be Slumball. Please don't be Slumball. Please don't be Slumball.
Yeah, it's going to be
Slumball.
It could be.
What is it, Adam?
It's not Slumball. It's not. Oh, I wanted to tell you it was Slumball so bad. It's Table of Tables.
Table of Tables.
Table of Tables.
Table of Tales.
Have you heard that game or?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
Well, it's not a shooter. I'm sorry, but it's like a tabletop RPG. Think of like a VR version of like Dungeons and Dragons, something like that. Adam played.
Yeah, I think I saw that online. Yeah.
Yeah, you're about to play that online, my friend. Well, I don't think it's multiplayer, but you're going to play it, my friend.
Yeah. Adam, Alex, please add me on PlayStation on the PlayStation Network, and we can play some Space Junkies. Probably with a 400 millisecond ping, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic, dude. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll trade gamer tags and we'll add each other and stuff. That way.
Thanks for having me, man.
We can all be one party, and we could all play Space Junkies together.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. See you, buddy.
Peace
Thanks
out.
again.
See you, and see you, listeners, after the break.
Unfortunately, this is the last segment of PlayPSVR, the podcast, but hopefully you enjoyed that conversation with Sebastian. We enjoyed having him on. Thank you again, friend. And I can't wait to play some Space Junkies because you're under the impression, Alex, that I suck. It's not real. It's not true.
You're not very good at it, Adam. I'm not. It's no impression. I just know that you suck at the game. You're bad.
I am not bad at the game. Maybe I'm bad at the game. I don't know, but I haven't played it as much. It's not fair. I'm not going to get frustrated by you. I'm not going to get my tentacles tickled. I do want to give a shout out, though, to a couple people. Last week in the podcast, I mentioned that my tension band broke on my headset. And so I was like, I had the discussion, what am I going to do? So Grim Gnarly sent us a direct message on Twitter, and he told me there was an alternative that you can purchase that kind of wraps around the headset and pushes on the top of your head. It's kind of a weird little contraption, but it's like a little peripheral that you can use for when your tension band does break. That is awesome that he knew that, and also directed me towards some YouTube videos to actually fix that. And so did Mizzou. And so both of them gave me some solutions to my headset tensioner, I think as they call it, the band. So maybe I don't need to buy the version 2 headset after all, because I can use these makeshift until we get PSVR 2. I hate you, Sony. Give me PSVR 2 with the freaking PS5, you dick.
Yeah, call Sony a dick. That's a good way to get them to send us a PSVR 2.
No,
so I was actually looking at those little headsets that he sent. It's like a headband, so it puts the weight of the VR thing, like spreads it out over the top of your head rather than squeezing the sides of your head. When I play some games for a long time, like Borderlands VR, it kind of gives me a headache, and so I would be interested in that. Adam, I'm going to put it on you. Ask them if they can send us some review things. We'll call it the what are they called, man? Do you remember what they're called?
I'm going to have to look at his tweet again. I don't remember.
We will title our review after this peripheral if you do that for us. Anyways, we're going to do some game announcement. Adam hates it. There's a couple things that came out this past week I want to give an announcement to right off the bat. Settlers of Catan VR for the PSVR. Adam, have you ever played Settlers of Catan? Am I saying it right? Catan?
It goes either way. Here's the thing I have with this game. I haven't played it, but I like the game. It is a good game. It is a fun game. But the issue is the games last 2 or 3 hours. So not only do you have to be in the headset that long, which is a pretty long time to be in a headset, but you say you play with 4 players, all 4 of you have to be there. One player can't leave or it screws your game up. I just think that is going to be very difficult to find 4 people who are playing at the same time, who are all like, okay, we're here right now, let's devote 3 hours to this game, possibly more, and none of us are going to leave. That, I don't know how they deal with that issue, but that is a major obstacle, I think, to this board game or any board games that we have added in the future.
So I got 2 questions, Adam. I've never played this game. I know it's like the most famous, beloved board game out there now, aside from like chess. Sorry. Is there any way that you could think that they could make this game, like accelerate the game so that it takes less time to play? Like any way to do like a 15-minute version of this game?
15-minute, no way. Because the whole thing about the game that makes it so enjoyable to play is that there are so many different strategies. And because it is a lengthy game, you trade resources, you collect resources. There's different agendas while you're playing the game that say you want to get the longest road, or you want to have the biggest army, or you have the most seaside cities. Like, the fact that you have the time to accumulate things and come up with the strategy is what makes it special. You can't do a 15-minute version of that. Now, I suppose they could shrink the game down a little bit, and maybe there's a few other things they could do to help shorten it, but I think it would potentially limit the fun. And then still, say they limit it to 2 hours or 1 hour. I mean, look, MiniMech Mayhem, a Space Junkie, some of these games that are, you could play 10 minutes and get a game full. Some of those you have a hard time finding online players. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if there was a Settlers of Catan that also was flat, so you were in VR and playing flat, I don't know how this was going to work. I would be interested in playing it. I just don't know how successful it could possibly be.
Is there anything about it that like VR would enhance? I just can't imagine this kind of game, like playing Monopoly in VR. Yeah, it'd be interesting that there's a board, but I don't feel like I'd be having fun with it. This doesn't seem like an RPG or anything. Would VR add anything to the game?
It's kind of the same with Werewolves Within. Like, it was fun because you were talking to people from Europe and from other parts of the U.S., and you could easily play a game when you get home, you know. Like, you didn't have to have the board game. You didn't have to pay $40 for the board game and have friends who would come to your house and play and stuff. So, I mean, definitely the VR aspect's limited. Unless you like board games, I strongly suggest you not buy this because you're going to hate it. But it's unfortunate. I think I like the idea. I just don't see how it can be successful at this point. Like VR isn't big enough to have thousands of people to flock to this. But if there is a game for it to work on, it would be Settlers of Catan.
Well, I'll have to watch videos or something. Maybe it'll go on sale and I'll buy it just because, I like to waste money. Anyways, other announcements. Moss finally had an update, guys. It's like free DLC, Moss Twilight Garden update. This isn't like a sequel or anything like that. Basically, what it is there's extra levels kind of integrated into the currently existing game. You start out, you walk into an area that's already in the game. I rebooted my old game. It kind of started me out mid-game, and I walked past a little door that had been crumbled down, and then like a portal opened up, and I walked in, and you are in like the land of the pixies or something like that, and there's a giant frog who's guarding a gate, and you have to enter these 4 different rooms and complete these 4 challenges to unlock the final gate. I haven't done all of it, but I am so happy to have a reason to go back to Moss. The game still holds up. It looks beautiful. It feels beautiful. It's just a wonderful game. I'm so happy there's more stuff there. I hope this doesn't mean that a sequel is further down the road and we're going to have to wait for it. People, this already came out on Quest. It's finally out on PSVR. If you got Moss, go back, download this, and play it and enjoy the beauty of Moss once again. Another announcement, VR Ping Pong Pro came out, Adam. Adam, you like ping pong. You're a ping ponger. I know that much about you. This is like the 8th ping pong game that's come out, and neither one of us has tried any of them. Is this one going to tickle your fancy, Adam? Is there something that a ping pong game could have that's going to be like, I'm in there, I'm going to play this?
Ping pong is a lazy man's tennis. I'm not lazy. I would rather play actual tennis. Not playing this. I'm not playing one of the other 7 ones. Ping pong sucks.
Well, this is perfect for VR, right? Like ping pong is tennis where you don't have to move your feet. So in VR, PSVR, you can't really move around with your feet, but you're still getting the motions. Does that not sell you a little bit?
No, I want a cordless PSVR headset that you can take outside and is Bluetooth, and I can play tennis in the middle of the streets.
You want to play tennis, but on a court that's twice the size of a normal tennis court. Is that what I'm hearing?
If need be.
You want to play tennis. You want to play infinite tennis, where the tennis court is infinitely long. There's no out of bounds. You can hit the ball wherever you want as long as it goes over the net. Is that what you need?
And you can't see around you because you have a headset on.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, Adam, another tennis game. If it had 2-player, would you play ping pong with me?
If I got it for free and both of us had it, I would tan your hide in some ping pong.
Or you would complain that the game's bad and the controls are bad because I have destroyed you so thoroughly, just like you did with Space Junkies. Last announcement, that was the last announcement. Now we're going to move on to the upcoming games coming out next week. I already mentioned Settlers of Catan that came out last week. Sirento, this Ninja VR game, looks so good. It's one of the big releases coming out this year. It comes out July 5th. That's Friday of next week. Adam, how you feeling about Sirento? Sirento.
So I don't know if we ask. I admittedly I did ask for a code later than most people did. So I don't know if it's that or the fact that Perp Games hates us.
They hate us, man. They hate us because they ain't us.
All the other reviewers have already played this and really enjoyed it. So I have high hopes for it because not everyone would say that they love it. And it's been a long anticipated game to this point. Anyhow, so I'm down the clown. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, Blood and Truth is a disappointment for me. Everybody gave that glowing reviews. I'm kind of, tentative about this game, but I'm just hearing good things here. It controls really well. I'm down for first-person shooters in VR, more of the shooting, slashing action. I don't know why Perp Games hates us. That's fine. Whatever. I'll buy it when it goes on sale, and I'll give a review of it, and I'll say the game sucks. And then it's in their face. We have all 20 of our listeners are not going to buy the game now. So that's just how it goes.
Hey, Sebastian joined us. So assuming he listens, we know if 21.
21. All right. Other game coming out next week. The only game shown on the drop, Scraper First Strike, finally coming out. We got our Scraper shirts on.
That's right, Scraper.
Shameless plug. We got shirts from Labrodex, the people who make Scraper. It's the first episode of a planned 5-part VR side tech shooter with RPG and exploration elements. It will take the player on a journey through a new IP with fully developed characters, story arcs, and a world filled with unique and exciting environments. Now, Adam, I think in this game you're a person sitting down in something that's similar to like the Battlezone tank. It looks like a single-player Battlezone for me, or like a first-person shooter where you're in some kind of like war wheelchair where you move around. I can get behind this. It sounds like they have lofty plans for this title. I hope the game sells well enough so they can continue what they're doing. Last time a game had this much planned ahead of it, it was too human for the Xbox 360, and I love the game. Everybody else hated the game, and there was no hope for a sequel. I don't want to see that happen to this game. Adam, have you seen any footage of Scraper? Are you excited about it?
I'm excited about it. It looks good. First part of a 5-part VR. That is some lofty goals right there. But the thing is, LabRedex, they're all in the AR, VR business. They put out good stuff. I've been waiting for this for, a decent while. Everything they're talking here, I'm enjoying the shooter, the RPG elements, the exploration elements, the developed characters, story arcs, all this stuff sounds fantastic. Obviously, the proof's going to be in the pudding, so when this bad boy comes out and we get a chance to play it, we'll be the judge on how good that pudding tastes like. But I have hope. I have hope for this one, and if it's the only game coming out next week that we're going to get, hopefully, then we're going to play the living crap out of it. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to love it. We may need to wear this shirt next week. So if we're not wearing a Scraper shirt next week, you know that it didn't go well. But if we are, we're made in the sky pie.
I'm not taking it off for an entire week. How about that?
Oh, that's good.
Adam, what's your favorite flavor pudding?
This is going to sound like I'm a basic biddy, but it's got to be chocolate.
I think that's the only flavor of pudding that I know exists. Is
Vanilla?
there another? Vanilla? Oh, banana. Is there a banana pudding? I think I like banana.
Yeah, there is banana pudding.
With vanilla wafers in it? That's good. You make like
There's some type of nasty raisin crap, too. Okay, let's go with the sales.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping the sales are going to be in the pudding, too.
We have a decent number of sales, and some of these look pretty good. So right off the bat, 80% off. We got Neon Wall for $1.99. Adam, are you popping for it?
Dang, $2.
Dude, it's a pretty good game. It's a pretty fun game.
Is it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
What's it about?
There's a ball, and it's rolling along these series of platforms, and you have to hit these triggers and stuff to make sure that it doesn't fall down or it doesn't get hit by a laser. It's a platforming game. You can play it in flat mode, but it's really fun in VR because you can lean and look and see what's coming down the pipe. It's all about reflexes. It's really enjoyable. It's got good music. It's got a cool aesthetic and atmosphere. $2. It is definitely worth $2.
Does it have a platinum?
It might. I don't know. We'll have to look.
Let me look. If it has a platinum, I'll dig your hole even a little.
It might be a difficult platinum because I think not only are the levels you need to complete them, I think there's time limit completions you would have to do in order to get trophies. But I don't want to hinder you from potentially buying this game. It's a good game. I really dug it. Adam, Star Trek Bridge Crew for $9.99. Are you going to get this so we can finally play together?
First of all, I do believe Neon Wall does. I feel the neon wall inside of me is what the Platinum Trophy is called. So I do think I will purchase that game. I do think I will platinum this game, and I do think you will lose the Platinum Challenge.
And I do think you will get a neon wall inside of you, right?
I want a neon wall inside of me. I do not think I'm going to get Star Trek. Sorry, dude.
Oh, my God. Rabbit Hole for $149.
I'm tempted to. I've played every horrible game except for Rabbit Hole and Ranch Planet. Should I just do it?
Just do it, just so we can talk about it. I've read Alice in Wonderland to my daughter 100 times. It is time for you to play Rabbit Hole, and I can re-experience the glory. We can have a whole Rabbit Hole episode for $149. We should see if we can buy a code for $149. I'll send a listener $149. They can buy the game.
Dude, I could get inside the Rabbit Hole while the neon wall is inside of me.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get it for $149, Adam, and I want you to tell me if my assessment of it is accurate, okay?
I might.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes, because I'm probably definitely going to buy Neon Wall now.
Yeah. Okay, Star Trek Bridge Crew The Next Generation bundle, $16.49. I should have got this. I bought the other one for $16 by itself. No bonus. No. I'm an idiot.
Get out of here.
And you're not going to get it. Okay, Adam, Apocalypse Rider for $149. Damn.
I'm going to try and make a non-writing joke since our fan didn't like my sense of humor and my dirty
Butthole
comments.
jokes. Your butthole comments.
So I'm going to say no.
Okay, Viking Days for 149.
Oh, please, no, don't. I tried it. I was like, I'll platinum it. No, you're
That's
not
it.
gonna platinum it, and it's a horrible game.
See, I'm gonna get Viking Days. You're gonna get
No,
Rabbit Hole, and we're gonna have an episode about whose bad game is worse.
No, you can't do that. Viking, no.
Okay.
No.
Waddle Home for $4.99.
I waddle to the toilet after dropping that turd out of my butthole.
Why after? Why would you go to the toilet after you did that?
Because I'm playing Waddle Home and it sucks so bad I poop myself. I'm turtle headed and I have to waddle to the bathroom to drop it.
But you said it already came out. Anyways, The Invisible Hour is $14.99.
You're gonna say absolutely. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Out of Ammo, $7.49.
No, it's too simple of a game.
Unearthing Mars, $7.49.
I only played the second one. The second one was good. The first one I heard wasn't very good. I would skip on the first Unearthing Mars.
Bravo Team, $19.99.
Please don't do it.
$20 isn't. Space Junkies,
horrible.
Space Junkies, $19.99.
I think I bought this for $15. So
yeah, it's a good price for it, especially if they added 3v3 now and bow and arrows. Yeah, they keep adding more. It's great. Get it? Play with me. Please play with me. The Walker for $5.99.
I feel like first-person shooters, I'm not in it. Even though it may be a good one and it looked decent, I don't think I'm going to do it.
It's not great. I think $5.99 is a fair price for it. If you're at all interested in it, you should jump for that price. 18 floors for $8.99.
Oh, my gosh. Did you say 18 floors?
I said 18 floors for $8.99.
How about 4 floors? Hey, at least they have 4 this time.
It's $2 per floor is what it is. 18?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I would rather pay $69 to get a 69 from a freaking cactus. I hate that game. It's my least favorite game. Please don't do this. Please.
If you 69 to cactus, Adam, which part would hurt worse? The up or the down?
See, that's the thing. They're both miserable.
Yeah,
so you're not being pleasured at either end.
And you're not giving pleasure, but you're trying, right?
Yeah.
Damn it, you're trying, Adam.
That's all you can hope for at some point.
Rush VR for $14.99, Adam.
You played this.
It's not. It's about $10. Moss for $19.79.
If you don't have Moss, you need to buy Moss.
Yeah. Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R, $40. No way.
I'm only pulling on $65.
Yeah. Deracine for $19.99.
No.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, $19.99.
Please do it.
Football Nation VR and Sports VR bundle, $23.49.
I don't feel like many people play Football Nation. No, I'm going to say no.
Okay, this is one I'm trying to figure out if this is what I think it is. Roller Coaster Arcade VR bundle for $6.99. Adam, do you know? Is this what I think it is? Is this the roller coaster games that we played, Roller Coaster Legends? I think
I'm assuming since it's a bundle, it has to be, right?
So it's Roller Coaster Legends 1, Roller Coaster Legends 2, and Sneaky Bears, all in the same game. This is what I said I think they should do, and they've done it. That's a great deal. $6.99. You got 2 fun roller coasters.
$6.99?
Yeah, it's 2 fun roller coaster experiences. Yeah. And Sneaky Bears.
Sneaky Bears is a good cute first-person shooter that'll take you an hour. Great for kids. Cute-ish. $69, that's a great price. I have all 3 of those. Otherwise, I would buy that.
I would have said the 2 roller coaster games for $6.99. That's a good deal. Add Sneaky Bears, it's like a no-brainer. All right, Unearthing Mars 2 for $13.99.
That is a good game. Honestly, I would probably wait for $10, but as soon as it hit $10, I got a good deal. Graphics look pretty good. Interesting gameplay. It was fun.
Red Matter, $17.49.
Oh, gosh. It's a good game. It's kind of a lot.
Evasion, $13.99.
No.
I might do that. Gun Club VR, $17.49.
Do you not trust me?
I don't trust you.
Game sucks.
Gun Club VR, not for $17, no. Quar Infernal Machines, $20.99. I'm sorry, guys. No. virtual reality for $14.99, Adam.
Have you bought this game yet, Alex?
Yeah, man. Haven't touched it, but I got it.
Oh, my, you idiots. Yeah, you need to – this game is fun, guys. This game is unique. It's something I've not played. I've not played anything like this. Buy it. At $15, I mean, it probably could be a little nicer priced, but it's good enough to make $15 definitely worth it.
All right. Paper Dolls for $12.74. I want to do it because it looked good to me, and you said the controls were bad, and they fixed the controls, and you refused to try it again and tell me if it made the game better. I feel like I have to do it just so I can be the one person on here who knows if this game is good or not.
Here's the thing. I care for your wallet enough that if me replaying it and saying that it's still going to suck will prevent you from buying it, I will.
Then do it, Adam. Just do it. Drone Striker for $7.49.
No.
Okay. If you like Time Crisis, or not even Time Crisis, like Area 51 style games, light gun shooters, it's like a VR version of that. I actually thought it was pretty fun. $7.49 is a great price for it, in my opinion. Skyworld, $23.99, Adam. Want to give a shout out to our homeboy Infinite State sending me a message telling me to play this game and get a platinum so I can storm and destroy Adam in the platinum challenge. I don't know if you're behind this game or something, dude. The game looked good. I just $23.99, and I think it's like a multiplayer focused game. I already shot my load with MiniMech Mayhem. I don't know if I want to do it again. Are you going to do it, Adam?
Why are you Twin States or what? Who was it?
Infinite States.
Infinite States. Why are you giving him recommendations? That's bullcrap.
Yeah, because he loves me. The listeners love me, Adam. Exorcist, Legion, VR, complete series, $23.99, Adam.
When will you put this at $10 so I'll buy it? Why are you being so stubborn?
Sega Genesis Classics for $17.99.
Dude. Buy an actual Sega Genesis.
No, it's too expensive. Okay, that's it for this. We got a bunch of other ones we already know that we aren't going to get. Conrad Kitten, $13.99. Nobody's going to get 6% off. What's that number from? Anyways, that's it for the sales, Adam. Are you happy with the sales this week? Are you going to get the rabbit hole for $149 and eat some Taco Bell and crap yourself when it scares you?
I might do rabbit hole and neon wall.
Okay, yeah, I think you should. And I might do evasion and what was the other game in there? Paper Dolls. I'll do that for you.
Oh, my God.
Adam buys the cheapest games he can find, and I buy the games that are most interesting, and that's why this podcast works. Because I give you information, and Adam just complains and talks about his butthole. And I guess that's a dichotomy you guys are interested in. If you're not interested in it, then you should contact us on Twitter. We are at PlayPSVR. If you are interested in it and you want more, you should hit us up on YouTube and let us know. YouTube.com/PlayPSVR. Just give us a comment. That's all we need, guys. You know what? Get your friends to sub us. Is that what it's called? We need you to be a sub. Adam wants to dom you while you sub our channel on YouTube because that's what he's looking for, man. That's what he needs. You know, if you don't have any of those, you're not a social media dude. You are just listening to us on your radio. Somehow we're broadcasting on a pirate radio station and you're picking it up. You're out there on the sea. Nobody knows you're there except we're there with you. But you need to send us an email. Send it to us. contact@playpsvr.com. Or you can send us snail mail. I don't have an address for this place yet. I'm going to work on one. So just, you know what, write your comments, write your letters, send us a picture, send us your stick pics, put it in an envelope, write at PlayPSVR on it. I'm pretty sure the post office is going to know where to send that bad boy. Hit us up on iTunes. We love seeing these reviews roll in, 5-star, 1-star. Adam and I really aren't savvy enough to know how iTunes reviews are going to affect our podcast. So you can do whatever you want on there. I don't give a crap. Adam doesn't give a crap. We want to read your roasts. So hit us up on iTunes. The fact that somebody leaves a review, good or bad, lets us know that somebody cares, man. And that's all we want. We want you to care. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thank you for the comments from the guy who sent us those comments. That was wonderful. Thank you to Sebastian. I love your hair. I love your face. You're like a brother from the same mother, another mother. I don't know. Thanks for joining us. Adam, are you good?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We're good. We're good. We're out.
Yeah.